Hey guys, what's up? So check it out. I bet you didn't think I was going to be back already, because you know what? Neither did I. Okay, so I'm going to do a case for you guys today. I was thinking about doing this since it happened pretty much, but like I was telling you in my last video, I just had a lot of shit going on lately, so I just haven't really had a chance. But here I am, so let's do this. We're going to talk about Jesse McFadden. Oh my god. Can I say right off the bat, what? Yeah, this dude is unfucking real. And he is dead. You know, I hate it when the bad guy kills himself because it just pisses me off. Like, there's no way for justice, nothing. And this son of a bitch, it was a murder-suicide that we're going to talk about. And what really pisses me off is the way that our government is the reason why this was able to happen. Well, our, legal system, I should say. Not the government specifically, but the way that we incarcerate people and, release them. For the most part, that's why this happened. So, it happened in Oklahoma. The county of Okmulgee and the town of Henryetta, with a Y. It was spelled weird. Henry, Henry, Etta, Etta. So, apparently little town in Oklahoma. And it was, it actually happened like April 29th, April 30th, but it was discovered on May 1st, which was a Monday. So, Jesse McFadden was an Oklahoma sex offender who was just released from jail like last year after a 20-year sentence for raping a 16-year-old. Yo! The dude got 20 years, and he should have served 20 years. At least, in my opinion. But I guess there's like this whole dealio where if you do 85% of your sentence, they can release you early. But yo, that's for good behavior. Homeboy was not behaving. Let me tell you something, alright? Like, rumors are flying that he was having, like, booty sex with other male inmates. But that ain't even the bad part. He had an illegal contraband cell phone in the jail, and he was sexting with a, guess what, 15-year-old. Yay! What the hell? You know what I mean? So dude gets caught doing this, and they still fucking released him early. Like, what in the holy hell is going on in Oklahoma? Anyway, so the story goes like this. He gets out of prison, and somehow, some way, God knows, I don't know, but he got married to this woman by the name of Holly something. Holly Mayo, I think, was her name previously. She had 3 children from, I think, different fathers, but the one, like, the most recent baby daddy, he, like, claimed all of them. Like, they weren't, biologically his, but he was in the process of adopting them, even though the wife had married someone else. So, like, what the fuck, right? No, but I just wanted to put that out there because the guy who was, like, the stepdad, or the real dad of the one girl, and the stepdad of the other 2, was a good stand-up dude, and he really loved those children like they were his own, and he was gonna adopt the other 2 before this whole shit went down. And it is a fucking nightmare. Like, I can't eat, like, in my head, it's like, it's so scary too, because of the way that they found the bodies. Oh my god. Ugh. Let me start out, like, the names of the victims. Well, it was Holly, of course, and her last name's McFadden now, because she married the son of a bitch. But there were, I'm sorry, her maiden name was Guess, like Guess Jeans. And that's the last name of the previous dude that, the one that I was saying was going to adopt the other, like, their biological daughter together was her youngest by the name of Tiffany. She was 13, and then her other kids, she had a 15-year-old boy named Michael and a 17-year-old named Riley. And like I said, Riley and Michael, other daddies, but Tiffany's dad claimed that, like, you know, his name's Joe, and I guess Joe Guess, and he, like, was a stand-up dude. Like, seriously, ugh. The interviews with him are fucking heartbreaking, you guys. He's, like, sobbing and shaking, and he has a friend with him for moral support. Oh, I can't even imagine, you guys. Like, I can't even imagine, like, being him. Because, like, not only is he pissed, but he's, like, baffled as to how his ex-wife could have ended up married to this monster of a sex offender man. Well, come to find out, like, she had been lied to also. Jesse was lying to everybody, and his lies were about to blow up in his face, and I think that's what caused him to flip his shit and do this horrible act, right? Starbucks iced frappuccino. Oh my god. It's amazing, but wow. It's like espresso and shit. It's an espresso vanilla latte, and it's, you know, comes iced, and wow, it's got some kick. Like, it makes me so wired. But yeah, the picture, I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. It's fucking the bomb. You should try it. So anyway, Tiffany, the youngest, 13, she had these two little friends, Brittany and Ivy. Now, Brittany, Ivy, and Tiffany were like the trio, like the BFFs, like, and they were always at one of their houses, like each weekend. They had sleepovers, so, you know, they do it at Ivy's house, they do it at Brittany's house. This particular weekend, they were at Tiffany's house. So, apparently, Jesse, the scumbag, like, picked the girls up, and, like, they were all there spending the night, blah, 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 lovey-dovey, hooray. Well, at some point during that night, which was April 29th, going into Sunday the 30th, Jesse flipped his shit and shot everybody. Like, all of them. And I believe, like, twice in the head for some of them, once in the head for others. Like, he shot his wife Holly, like, 3 times in the face. Like, dude was a sick, sick puppy. Now, you know I said he was doing that shit with the girl while he was in jail, like the sexting until she was 15 and all that shit? Well, that girl was finally going to be going to court with Jesse. Like, Jesse's trial for all of that started on May 1st, Monday, the day they found the bodies. So my opinion, and pretty much the opinion of, like, everybody around, is that Jesse was fucking scared to start the jury trial, because he was totally gonna lose and end up, you know, going right back to jail. So before he did this, he actually, like, made, like, some sort of, like, dummy Facebook under, like, Holly Go-Go or some weird name. Like, he made up a Facebook profile, because I guess the victim, the 15-year-old girl, she had, I mean, she's not 15 anymore, but she had blocked him, so he made this like, other profile so he could send her messages, and the messages he sent, like, right before he killed everybody, was, like, trying to say, this is your fault, it's on you, if you weren't pursuing this, I wouldn't have to do this, I told you I wasn't going back, you know, meaning prison. So, you know, and she, of course, sent those messages to the cops, right? Now, the cops, I just, oh my god. I don't know if they're lazy or stupid, but the cops down there have so fucked up this case. Like, it's not even funny. I don't even know. Wow. And I'll get to all that. But, like, I guess what happened was Ivy and Brittany, their parents, like, when the girls didn't come home on Sunday after their sleepover, they, of course, reported them missing. So people started, you know, looking, searching the whole thing. The alerts went out, and it starts to break the news and whatnot. And Monday morning, they finally got a search warrant to go into the property, because obviously they weren't able to get any answer from, you know, Jesse or Holly or anybody, so they went to the property to, you know, try to find them. So when they bust into the house, they don't find anybody. But as they're searching, they eventually find all of them on the property. Like, they had a huge ass property down there in Oklahoma, and they found all 7 bodies. Now, the crazy part is they weren't all together. Like, they were, like, spread out. And I'm talking, like, in the woods. Now, there's also reports coming back saying that some of them were staged. I don't know exactly who or what, but I'm sure that news is going to come out as we go farther down the line. But, like, in my head, it's like a horror movie. Like, I'm picturing this dude chasing these poor little girls into the woods, one by one, catching them and shooting them in the head. Like, it's horrible. You know, because like I said, they were like 150 to 250 yards apart. So it feels like they were running for their lives, which is just so horrific and so scary, like horror movie vibes, you know? What a scumbag. Oh my god. So, you know what, I'm just gonna read you the article from the Oklahoman, which I think is a good source for this, you know, case. An Oklahoma sex offender released from prison early shot his wife, her 3 children, and her 2 friends in the head and then killed himself. As concerns grew about why he was free in the first place. Yeah, I can't believe it. So the police chief, Joe Prentice, said the victims had sustained between 1 and 3 wounds to the head when they were found on Monday on a rural Oklahoma property. Jesse McFadden, 39-year-old convicted sex offender, then shot himself. Prentice said in the first major update on the case. No suicide note was found. On Wednesday, I guess that would be what, the like 3rd or 4th or whatever, authorities identified the 6 victims as his wife, Holly Guest, who was 35, her children, Riley, 17, Michael, 15, and Tiffany, 13, as well as Tiffany's friends, Ivy, 14, and Brittany, 15. Authorities said McFadden shot his victims in the head some 2 or 3 times before turning the weapon on himself. The victims' bodies were found near a creek and in a heavily wooded area. Holly Guest, Tiffany Guest, Michael Mayo, and McFadden were found in the same area, and Ivy Webster, Brittany Brewer, and Riley Allen were spread out in the woods. The victims hadn't been restrained, officials report, and they did not note any defensive wounds. So, like, I'm thinking, I think that's what happened. The wife and one of the kids and, well, one of the girls and one of the boys were all together. Like, he killed them all at once, and he was chasing the other 3 until he caught up to them one by one. And, oh God, horrific. Can you imagine? I can't imagine how scared those little girls must have been running through the woods, trying to get away, ultimately not being able to, and just shot in the head. Like, and at such a young age, like, it's just horrific. It's literally like a horror movie, like one of those, like, teenage horror movies. I don't know what else to say. That's what it seems like to me. He used a 9mm handgun, which was found near him, and it had been purchased in January by Holly. The evidence is that Jesse murdered 6 people and then killed himself. Beyond that, I don't know what his thought process was, Prentice said. I'm not going to express a theory because I follow the evidence and I don't have any evidence about what the motive was. McFadden was last seen in Henryetta on Saturday night. There's no evidence that another person was involved in committing the crime. There is a GoFundMe for Ivy, who leaves behind her parents and 3 siblings. Brittany's father, Nathan, said a GoFundMe set up for his daughter, but also that Buffalo Wild Wings in Tulsa and Oklahoma City offered to cover the costs of the funerals. Brittany's GoFundMe says the funds will be for other expenses they will undoubtedly incur. The GoFundMe is also set up for 35-year-old Holly and Holly's children, 17-year-old Riley, 15-year-old Michael, and 13-year-old Tiffany. Now, the father, the Joe guy, he said that when they broke up, him and Holly, they remained, you know, sort of friends and whatnot, and it was always agreed between them that anybody who's going to be around the kids would have to be background checked. So either Holly lied or she never did one. And now, also, the girl who was in the whole sexting thing, she and the woman who was raped by him at 16 years old that he did the 20 years for, they were talking to each other, and they, like, came to find out that the girl he was talking to in jail, somebody, like Jesse paid somebody to pretend to be the girl he raped 20 years ago, to tell her, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. Like, to make it seem like they were fooling around, and she said no at the last minute, and it was just and it wasn't really rape, and blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, but you don't do 20 years if it's not something, like, violent and serious, but she was a kid, 15-something years old, and this actress is saying, I'm the girl that, he's doing time for, and this and that, and la-da-da. So now I'm wondering, did he do something similar with Holly, right, the wife? Well, I'm on the fence about Holly, to tell you the truth. Like, I never, ever, ever want to victim shame. You know that. Like, I was just talking about that yesterday in my video I was doing about that chick who had all that shit to say about poor Shanann Watts. Well, oh, and also about Xana Cardodo, talking about she's a drug dealer. That whole situation pisses me off. Well, this Holly person, I don't want to shame her in any way, but these stupid ass cops, I'm telling you, they are dumb as shit. Or they just are lazy. I don't know what the deal is, but these cops released the crime scene, like, right away. Because they said, since their bodies were found outside, that they don't really care about the house. So the victims' families were allowed to go to the house, right? Dude, the shit they found is mind-blowing. Like, I'm talking, behind the beds, there are these long boards with these, like, big-ass screws sticking out of them that have chains coming out. Yo! Locks, chains, all kinds of restraints, fucking dog collars for humans, this giant-ass pink dildo. My brain went boom. Like, watching, because, of course, the families are videotaping everything. Like, how did the cops just leave all this shit? Not only that, but then the drug paraphernalia everywhere. A fucking loaded syringe, I swear to God. There's, like, brown shit in it, looks just like heroin to me. And then there's, like, the big fucking, thing of weed candy. Like, I mean, I don't even think weed's really a drug, personally. For me, weed is not a drug, but it shouldn't be just laying out willy-nilly candy version where there's children around. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, like, there's, computers, electronics, and 2 of the victims' cell phones just laying there. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They didn't collect any of this evidence. None of it. So the families are, like, on the phone with the cops, like, yo, come get this shit. The cops are like, yeah, well, he's dead. What's there to investigate? Well, I'm sorry, what? Like, seriously, what? Oh my fucking God. I mean, yeah, there's not going to be a trial. There's not going to be this, but they need to fucking investigate. This is 7 people that are dead. 6 that matter, and the scumbag. What in the holy hell? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. Come on. Let's go, Popo. What's your problem? I can't believe it. Like, this case just, yeah. There went my brain. Yeah, so I wanted to report on it because, like, it's really a fucked up situation. Messed up case. Like, these poor people. I feel so bad for their families. You know, like, Ivy and Brittany, like, these kids went to a sleepover and their friend's dad shot him in the head. Like, what the hell? You know, and they're also, unfortunately, having to check all these people to see if he also raped the girls because he was a pedophile. Like, obviously. Like, a long time pedophile. 16 years old, 15 years old. Like, dude. And he's in a house with 3 teenagers, 3 little girls. Oh. You know how he told his, prison girlfriend that this is your fault and it's on you. Like, that poor chick, she's gonna have, like, issues probably for the rest of her life blaming herself, even though she absolutely did the right she reported those text messages to the cops, and that happened while they were looking for the missing girls, and it was like she was just fucking blown off. Like, what? That's what I mean. I don't know if her sending in that information to the cops when he sent those text messages could have maybe done anything, but, like, he obviously sent them before he killed himself, so maybe if the cops saw that and went right there, they could have stopped it. Maybe. Don't know. But, like, reports are coming back, like, how did this guy who got out of jail for rape of a 16-year-old, how did he get released and not have, like, severe strict monitoring on him? How did, like, nobody know he was a sex offender? How did he get away with all of this? I can't figure it out. Like, I guess they're saying he was only required to check in with the sheriff's department once every 90 days or something, but he didn't have a probation officer, a parole officer, not have anybody he was supposed to, like, I don't know, I don't think he was on any sort of registry or anything, because, you know, like, the kids, Ivy and Brittany, like, their families have said that, like, they looked to make sure he wasn't, like, nobody was on the registry, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how he was getting away with everything, but I'm sure that, like, you know, since his court date was May 1st, and he did this the weekend before, like, he knew his shit was up. He was gonna be, everything was gonna come crashing down on his head, and instead of being a fucking man, he does this. You know, what he should have done is just shot himself in the head. There was no reason to take out everybody with him. But I'm pretty sure he probably, you know, he probably raped those kids, which disgusts me. But, like, the chains and everything in that house, it makes me think that what they went through was probably so horrific. You know, like, maybe he like, raped them and then proceeded to chase them down one by one, and I can't, you know, like, it's heartbreaking. The whole thing is just so bad. And I can't believe the way the cops have fucked up. Like, this is a situation where, you know, have some, like, fucking, do the right thing. If nothing else. You know, also, not to, you know, mention other things about the mistakes they made, these cops did not even notify the families, like that guy Joe, who was Tiffany's father, biological father, and stepfather of the other two kids. They didn't even tell him. He found out, like, all they said was, we found 7 bodies. Didn't say who, what, you know, nothing. Just, we found 7 bodies. He didn't find out who they were until he read it on fucking Facebook. He found out his daughter was dead on Facebook. Dude. Hello. Look how cute I am. She came to visit. She has I bought her this adorable little harness because, you know, it's nice outside, so now we can go outside, right? We go outside? We go outside and see the birdies and the squirrels, right? Yeah, that's so cool. She's being so cute. Let me show you guys. Look. Look at the baby. She's so cute. Hello. Hello. Oh, look at you. Look at my bubba. Look at this little face and that belly. Oh my God, I love her. All right, you guys. So yeah, that's the story. Let me know what you think. Comment. As always, I'm going to put my information on the bottom here. I haven't received any tips or anything like that, but I won't be monetized for God knows how long. I did hit my 100 subscribers. It's like nothing, but it makes me feel amazing. Like, I'm so happy that I have 100 people that actually kind of like to watch my videos. That's good. I'm hoping that I get better at this, and, you know, that I can buy some better equipment and, you know, do, like, I mean, my editing process is not so great because I don't have any, you know, good editing software, but someday, hopefully, someday. But yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for being here again. And, like I said, share, like, subscribe. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one.